Can you please light the beam for me? De'Aaron came to Sacktown and he lost by 18.
I've been geeked up in this booth while Levine hitting threes.
Now the Kings have won the last 5 out of the 6 games.
Can you please light the beam for me?
Welcome back to the Kang Gang Pod. This is episode number 40.
40 Harrison Barnes episode. Shout out to him.
HB. Shouts out De'Aaron. We just witnessed the De'Aaron Fox return game to Sacramento. Before the game started, RT and I, you might have seen us perusing the outskirts of Golden One Center. We were asking the most important questions. Are you going to boo or cheer De'Aaron when he gets introduced for his first time back in Sacramento? And we got a variety of different answers. I was surprised at the amount of boos, but people they wanted to express how they were feeling. And let me tell you, when the actual introductions happened, it was a mixture of both. It was extremely loud boos, extremely loud applause. It was like a fight. What's going to be louder, the boos or the cheers? And it was just an electric environment for the Sacramento Kings tonight.
Man.
It was so much fun. Let's talk about let's just talk about the night in general, RT. How you feeling? How you feeling?
When you've been at the Golden Ones G1C for about 5-6 hours, you already know that you've gone through at least 2 or 3 games in one day, and it just felt like it was 2-3 games. This game felt like it had the most impact coming in. This was the most anticipated game. Most anticipated game for sure. I mean, just being out there, seeing all the fans. There were a lot of Fox jerseys that were out there. Yes. I mean, there was a lot of every other jersey. I saw Levine, Keon Ellis, Sabonis,
of course.
I saw like a couple Tyrese Halliburton jerseys.
There was even some Wembanyama's tonight, but we weren't paying attention to that.
That was crazy.
The main attraction was the De'Aaron return. And let me tell you, all day the national media was like building this game up because Sam Amick with the Athletic dropped a very, very important article today, as well as ESPN. 2 national media articles just going like a tell-all about the whole De'Aaron Fox situation. Before we talk about the game, we need to break down these articles because this is what set the stage for tonight.
This is the meat. This is the meat, man. This is the meat.
This is like the meat. What needs to be said before the game, because it just what happened tonight when these dropped unexpectedly. We weren't expecting these to drop, and let me tell you, it is very juicy. So in the Sam Amick article, there was a lot that was said, but the stuff that really stuck out to me was so Doug Christie was in talks with Rich Paul, which I didn't even know that Doug and Rich Paul had a relationship. He was in talks trying to figure out what was going on with the Fox situation, like trying to, be like the middleman with that. While Doug Christie was talking to Rich Paul, this was during that Kings win streak when we went from 13-18 back to 500. But that just was not enough to change Fox's unflattering view of the organization's culture under owner Vivek. So when you hear that, I
gotta read all this. This is just like,
yeah. So basically, Vivek, the way he runs the organization,
oh my God,
that is what caused De'Aaron's departure. So basically, in short, the whole reason why this all happened was because of the higher ups. Because De'Aaron, all he wanted was some wings. All he wanted was like a potential, because in his words, he believes that wing defenders are how you win in today's NBA. And he gave examples like the Celtics.
Yep.
And he was relaying this to the team, and that's all he wanted. And then the ownership, they would not go for it. And just the hierarchy of how things are run in Sacramento with Vivek at the top, and then how he has all of these different people in his ear, like his daughter and a lot of others. And as a player on the team in Fox's position, he just had so many questions, like my voice is not being heard in these situations, and that goes back to the Mike Brown situation. There was just a bunch that went on in this article. But what are your thoughts on that so far, Tia?
Lots to unravel. I feel like Fox was... It's interesting because, when you look at the situation, right, you look at what went down. I felt like, to me, like you said earlier, I felt like the ownership, there's a lot of too many chefs in the kitchen.
Too many people talking.
Yeah, too many people talking. I mean, it's Monty McNair, Wes Wilcox, family members of Vivek Ranadive. So when you have ownership and the front office trying to do a single task and multiple people trying to do one task, it's not going to get you that far, right? So overall, I feel like those are things you need to just let the GM do his job.
Yeah, that's the thing that was so upsetting when you're reading the article.
That's what I got out of the article.
It's like, that's why you hire the GM. You hire the GM for him to make the moves, and then it was later revealed in the article that it wasn't even Monty McNair's idea to fire Monty McBrown. It was Vivek's, and Vivek greenlit the firing while he was on vacation in Cabo with Nani and Jeremy Lamb.
That's insane, man.
But
I mean,
one of the big takeaways is that De'Aaron, this is a quote, De'Aaron's desire to depart wasn't about the fans or the market size or the city. It was about the lack of trust in those tasked with running the organization. So that basically just shows
Vivek.
Yeah, so that's why it kind of goes back to the whole booing thing. It's like you're booing, I think it's just like an emotional response. It's kind of like a relationship, you know? You break up, you see him, you don't want to see him, so the natural reaction is to boo. Some people were applauding. It was a very 50-50 tonight, but I think De'Aaron wanted to make it clear that it wasn't a shot at the fans, not the city of Sacramento, when he's openly said how much he loves the city. It was a direct shot at the higher ups. And I think that's what people need to.
Yeah,
that's the biggest takeaway for me.
I don't think it's surprising that you saw people, and we've seen and people have criticized Vivek Ranadive's moves in the past. So, I mean, Boogie Cousins has made it very clear that he was not the biggest fan of Vivek Ranadive when he went on Gilbert Arenas' podcast, and also was not the big fan of George Karl.
Yes.
So that cycle just continues over and over again. And I feel like overall that's just something that you can't do as a front office, and you can't do as an owner of a team.
Yeah,
that is something you cannot upset you can't upset your all-stars.
Yeah,
you just can't.
Exactly.
You can't do it.
And that's what leads to the next point. This was like the meat and potatoes of the article at the very end. The problem for the Kings is that De'Aaron was not alone in the feelings of frustration towards or frustration and concerns about the future. League sources said Sabonis is expected to see clarity about the organization's plan in the offseason. League sources also said that several members of the team's core are watching and wondering where this is all headed. They want to know what the vision is, and that it feels like it could be headed towards chaos. Basically, everything the front office has done recently is
it's a cycle.
It's a cycle. Let's just talk about that really quick. The fact that Fox was the first person to have concerns about the front office and how they're running things. He eventually gets his way and is on the team that he wanted. And now Sabonis has the same exact
it's literally a rinse
frustrations.
And repeat.
So now he is going to go have the conversation with the front office. He's probably going to vouch for Doug, like, hey, like, is Doug going to be here long term? What's the plan? How are we going to build with our current team? What's the future looking like? Because he has 3 years, $114 million left on his contract. So he wants to know, what's the future?
Where is he? What's going to happen for him?
And the fact that they said, Sam Amick also said that a bunch of other players in the court think that the way the future is going, it could lead to chaos. That's the last thing you want to hear. So that was alarming today, and of course that drops on the day of De'Aaron. So they plan that very, very well. But yeah, that was a very, very interesting read to start the morning. That was a big mic drop. But yeah, that was huge, and it just all dates back to the whole Mike Brown firing and everything. But I mean, I think after tonight, my biggest takeaway is we have to talk about it because obviously it's very fresh, and this was the biggest news in today for the Sacramento Kings. But seeing De'Aaron Fox in a different jersey and seeing how our new team handles the pressure of going up against him, and the way they played against him was amazing. And we've been rolling the past 5 out of 6 games. Our new star in Zach LaVine, he has been fitting very well, and he's been gelling.
He's been gelling in, man. It's so nice because he fits that offense very well. And I think what really helps this team out is having volume shooters. Zach LaVine is the definition of a volume shooter. DeMar DeRozan, definition of a volume shooter.
And now, kind of like Keegan Murray.
Keegan Murray's going into it. Yeah, Keegan Murray. We talked about this in previous episodes where our goal was to have Keegan Murray be back to 35% by the end of the season from the 3-point line.
He's climbing.
And he's climbing up
right now.
He's climbing up. So it's very fresh to see.
Yeah, let's break down this game. So the Kings won 127-109. We win by 18 points to the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, the San Antonio Spurs are missing their best player in Victor Wembanyama, but we're also missing Sabonis and Malik Monk. So the game got off to a very, 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 very slow, sloppy start for the Sacramento Kings. Kind of for both teams. It was very low scoring. It was 26-20. The Kings just looked discombobulated out there. I think it was just, every time Fox touched the ball, there was just an uproar of boos. So it was just a very weird environment.
It was weird.
So it was going to take some time to gel together. And I've noticed Zach LaVine has been doing this. Like he doesn't shoot the ball right away. He like kind of like, just kind of lets the game flow a little bit. He's never like the first like point of attack guy right when the ball tips off. He kind of like just takes his time a little bit. But the second he starts shooting the ball, oh my God. Great things have been happening, and this has been consistent over the past 5-6 games. I mean, obviously he won Player of the Week last week, and now again he had 7 threes tonight.
Yeah,
7 for 11.
Whoa, 7 for 11.
7 for 11
incredible.
from 3, 14 for 22 from the game.
God, you're making me want to go.
36
You were making me want to go get a 7-Eleven Slurpee right after this.
I might have to go get one of those and a Levine jersey. I mean, Levine's just been playing out of his mind, and it's effortless. I mean, he doesn't look like he's like exerting too much energy out there.
It's flawless.
He's got a flawless package. Like
it's flawless.
His bag is deep. He's got
very much
simple
is.
moves, but he just gets to his spot. He doesn't care who's guarding him. He rises up, and he is confident when he's shooting, and that's like the best thing you can ask for.
He's also very much an elite finisher. I know we talk about this a lot because he's a very athletic person, but his finishing is very elite. Like it's elite. Yes. It's elite for sure.
I love when he drives the ball. I mean, obviously,
there's some up and under moves where he was under the basket tonight. There was one that he was coming from his left, and then does like a little reverse lay on the right. I'm like, man, that's so good.
He has like a very subtle deceleration. Like his 1-2, like when Harrison Barnes used to do his 1-2, it was like one, then one very slow step. Zach LaVine's, it's nothing like that. He uses the same concept of like, you don't know how he's going to use those 2 steps, and it always lets him blow by his defender when he gets on a roll. But yeah, Zach LaVine played phenomenal again. He's been the best player on the Kings since the trade deadline. Yeah, he's been playing out of his mind. I mean, DeMar DeRozan, you knew he was going to come out playing very aggressive tonight because he got fined $25,000 for outing
from Wednesday,
the refs from the Denver game, which was, I love that he did that.
No more salt to the wind, though, on that game, but yeah, shout out to DeMar for standing on business.
He absolutely stood on business. He basically said, let's keep it simple. The refs were trash tonight.
Trash.
And NBA's like, quick 25K. He's like, all right. And then my favorite part was like, I don't care who we're playing next. Like, he was just ready for this game. So when he said that, I knew he was going to play good. He had 22 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. DeMar DeRozan was getting to his spots like always. He was a force. Yeah, I mean, it's not... DeMar DeRozan is such a very good scorer,
He's a professional.
He's a professional bucket.
I mean,
time and time again.
It's just flawless.
There's no days off for DeRozan. And he never misses games.
No, never. He's the most...
I think he's missed 1-2 games, maybe the whole season.
Maybe the entire year.
Dude,
durability is such a factor. I mean, we talked about it a lot.
The best...
ability... is availability, baby. So,
and he plays back-to-backs.
He does.
We know someone
at 36.
We know someone who has not been playing back-to-backs recently.
Damn.
But Jonas Valanciunas, he had also an incredible game. 15 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Again, what more could you ask for a backup big? I mean, he's putting up Sabonis numbers.
It's incredible.
And
the value that Jonas Valanciunas of that Jonas trade is just getting better and better each game. I mean, the fact that Jonas Valanciunas is like your backup big, Sabonis misses time, and it's like nothing changes.
Nothing. Like our offense has been looking like
the offense
excellent.
The offense looks better.
Dare I say
it looks better.
Stand on it, because
I say it looks better with Jonas running the 5. Than Sabonis.
It's been great. It's been an incredible offense.
I know it's a small sample size, and I know I'm overreacting, but
But these are important wins.
These are big wins.
These are important
5 out of the
wins.
last 6 games. We've won 5 out of the last 6.
No, these are important
Very
wins.
important wins.
Let's talk about Keon Ellis. 10 points, 4 assists, 4 steals, and a block. Again and again.
Another D-Pog.
Did he get it tonight?
I probably think he would.
I haven't seen it.
I mean, we're about to find out right now.
Let's see what
this is live. This is live, guys. We're recording this at midnight.
Yeah, we're recording late because we were at the game.
Yeah, we were at the game. Really
we're
going
having
crazy.
a wonderful time.
Yeah, it was too much fun.
But yeah, Keon Ellis, he had the De'Aaron assignment, and what started things off on the correct note was De'Aaron gets to his midi, Keon Ellis from behind blocks De'Aaron Fox. So this is what it sounded like in the arena. De'Aaron had the ball, like loud boos, because this was in the very beginning of the game. Keon Ellis was like trailing as a defender, gets the block, knocks it out of bounds, and it was like we made a buzzer beater with how the fans were reacting to the Keon block on De'Aaron. It was so much fun in there tonight. Like,
oh, it was a blast.
The mix of emotions was just so much. Was so fun to hear. You know. We're going to pause what we're talking about because we have to talk about this tribute video. Let me tell you.
Oh. How do you feel about that?
Oh, yeah, let me talk about it. I have all the praise in the world for the Kings media team, the Kings social team. I think they have incredible editors. I think they make like the intro videos, for example, they kill it. Everything they do is incredible. But this tribute video, it just wasn't. It didn't feel like special.
Say it with your chest.
It didn't feel special. I was watching it and it wasn't exciting. It wasn't heartfelt to me. I didn't feel any type of emotion when I watched the tribute video, and neither did De'Aaron really, because De'Aaron wasn't really paying attention until the last 10 seconds of the tribute once everyone started cheering for him. But I don't know. I love tribute videos. I think tribute videos are great. I think most players that, they played for their organization, they deserve, that gave it their all and their heart to the city. I think they deserve tribute videos. And I think there should be, a good amount of effort. And I think it should just tell the whole story of the player.
Right.
I did like that they started with, drafted in 2017 and they showed young De'Aaron kind of evolving. They had a little bit of clips of him speaking as well, but the in-arena people, it was definitely an accident, but they had the crowd, the crowd noise that was playing at the same time as the tribute video. So you couldn't hear what was being said. And that was just the one thing. And it was maybe 45 seconds to a minute at most, but there was just some things that, I don't know, it could have been a little bit more heartfelt, I think. But I don't know if that was the organization saying okay, we don't want you guys to go all out because we know what you guys are capable of.
Well, I also think you have to think about it this way too. There also are people that are watching this on TV too, so they're trying to do a multiple.
Did they play it on TV? Oh, they did.
I think they played it on. Yeah, they played it on TV. So they're trying to do a multi-broadcast.
Yeah, maybe it was better on TV. Maybe it was better on TV.
Maybe it was. So,
but in the arena, it just didn't feel special. Mm-hmm. But De'Aaron got the standing ovation at that point in time, so that was cool. But I was recording a video of De'Aaron clapping and saying thank you and kind of bowing to the people that were applauding him, and then there was a guy next to Maya and I that was just boo. Dang. And I panned to him. It's a hilarious video, but yeah, I thought that was a cool moment that De'Aaron got that nod from the organization, because no matter how it happened, there was a breakup. You got to move on. Like De'Aaron said in his post-game conference, I'm going to see this city. We play the Kings normally 4 times a year, so I'm going to
3 to 4 times. Yeah.
So he's going to be here at least once to twice a season. So he's going to get used to it. Every guy that gets traded, they have to face that team eventually. Right. It's unavoidable. So it's just you got the first one out the way.
Yeah, and I think that's something that he took away from the post-game. I know we're kind of jumping further ahead.
We could jumble.
But from his post-game comments, I felt like that he really just was focusing on closing the chapter of where it was in Sacramento and just really focusing on the present. But a comment that he did mention earlier was that he was like, hey, we are going to probably play this team 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year. And so you got to just get used to it. And, I think the biggest shout out that Fox gave for the city of Sacramento was the arena gets loud every single night.
Yeah.
So
He showed a lot of love to the fans.
Yeah.
He was definitely showing love to the fans and like the ushers at the arena and just certain people. But he also gave a lot of love to Keegan Murray.
Yes, he did.
Which we got to talk about right now. Keegan Murray had 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks. That guy was a force again. It just feels like he's getting comfortable again. He's shooting the ball extremely well. And my favorite thing is when he runs on the fast break. There's been time and time again where he's just shoving people out the way and getting to the hoop effortlessly.
So flawless, you know.
Yeah, that's what I love about Keegan Murray. I see RT going no headphones.
No,
you're switching back.
it was just loud in my ears.
You had a little ear scratch.
It was a little ears on my scratch.
Ears on your scratch. Okay, we got to talk about Jake LaRavia because that guy got 24 minutes tonight. Jake LaRavia had 6 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Oh, sorry, 26 minutes. So, talk about Jake LaRavia. What'd you see from him?
He just looked like another guy that just was able to play a 3-and-D. Like, it was another night in the office for him. Just being consistent, being a solid shooter. He looked like a 3-and-D guy that came off the bench that is so perfect for our bench, so perfect for our rotation. Let's say if like Keegan Murray or DeMar Moses misses time, that's a guy you can fit into your offense and your starting lineup and not miss a beat there either. So,
and I believe the shot will start to fall.
The depth is there, and it looked good tonight. The shots looked good.
Yeah, he shot the ball more. I mean, it's good to see him like get more shots up, but eventually more are going to fall, like we saw in the previous game. Like he was very hot in the Denver game, and I think eventually he'll find a little bit more consistency. I think he's just still trying to figure out his role for sure, but yeah, I think he did good, pretty well. And then it was also a bright spot to see Devin Carter.
I was about to say because Devin Carter got run tonight,
and like
it's been weird because with how the last couple weeks have been where he looked in and out of the lineup.
Extremely inconsistent.
Then he went down to the G League, played super well in the G League, then got called up, was getting some DNPs. And then tonight he gets called up. And
yeah, that was big.
He had 2 big threes.
Big threes.
Yeah, he had 2 big threes.
With a huge rainbow arc.
Yeah,
dude,
it was impressive. And then he had a dunk today too.
I know. I didn't know he could get up like that.
Yeah, he has a vertical. His verticality is insane.
It seems like
for someone that's like 6'1", 6'2", his vertical. I think he ranked pretty high in terms of vertical in this year's like combine for the NBA.
I mean, it was on full display.
And, yeah, it was like at least 40 inches. So
yeah, I mean that was a huge dunk. I mean, it looks like he's getting his reps in, like like playing all those games in the G League, and it seems like he's getting his conditioning back. That's what I meant to say. It seems like he's feeling a little bit more back to his normal self.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the man of the hour, De'Aaron Fox. He had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 of 17 from the field, 0 for 6 from the 3-point line, and 2 turnovers.
Well, he did get screwed over on one of them, though. He did get foot on the line. It was a 3 at first, and then it got overruled.
Yes.
But, I think that what it was, we did a really good job of shutting down the other players on the roster. I know that we didn't really talk about some of the other players, but we did a really good job of holding Vassell down. Chris Paul didn't really do much. Harrison Barnes really didn't do much. That starting 5.
Castle played the best for them tonight.
Yeah, Castle did.
Had like 25 or something.
Yeah, Castle was hooping. So the fact that they haven't started Stephon Castle
yet, crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. I guess they're trying to do the mentor role where Chris Paul is the starter and that Stephon Castle's learning from
I feel
Chris
like at
Paul.
This point in the season, you gotta flip-flop it at this point. Let Stephon, run the show.
Well, all because Fox could potentially get his pinky surgery done next week. So, also in that interview, they mentioned about him potentially having a surgery for next week. So they play in LA in 9 days, and Fox is going to either assume that's going to be the surgery day or it's going to be evaluation.
Wait, did they say in the post game that he might do it?
That he might do it, yeah.
So he might shut down the season.
He might shut down, yeah.
Well, I'm glad he decided to do it after this game. I'm glad he decided to play against us. That's huge. But I think it's the right decision.
I feel like the pinky has really, really been affecting him. It's really been affecting him the last ever since he came on to San Antonio. I mean, he's shooting under 30% from 3. It's just not looking great.
But also, I do remember now in the post game they asked if it was his poor shooting tonight because of the finger, and then he ended up saying, No, I haven't made a shot in 2 weeks. That's what he said, which was hilarious.
That also is true too.
Yeah,
so,
that was funny. But
that
yeah,
is also true.
I think. I mean, you might as well get the surgery now so that like you could like be ready for the training camp and everything, because like, the recovery for that's going to be like 4 months.
They'll be fully healthy, and that's when also Wembanyama will be healthy too. So you want, if you're a Spurs fan, I think the best thing that you can do, which would be a nightmare for the rest of the league, tank the rest of the season, let Stephon Castle play, and then your young core could be 2 really solid draft picks.
Oh God!
Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, and Victor Wembanyama. Like that's such a nightmare starting 5, and then you have Champagne off the bench, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell. I mean,
yeah, I don't want to hear that.
I know you don't, but that's the terror that San Antonio is.
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
the threat.
I know.
That's the threat.
Oh, yeah, so I think that we're safe for them this year.
But
it
the
looks
next
like
couple
they're not
years,
going to make it. Yeah. Next few years, we gotta watch out.
Well, hopefully, you also think that De'Aaron Fox will be a Hall of Famer with a couple rings, so that's going to help his case out a fair amount.
We'll
if he
see.
gets at least 2 or 3,
we'll see if he can get there.
We'll see if he wins the Finals MVP 2 and steals it from Wemby.
Whoa! You're talking as if they're going to win. Who knows?
Well, you know what?
Do you think San Antonio has a chance?
We're their trajectories here. We're like kind of like in the middle here, so we're everybody's taking their own path.
Yeah, everyone's path is different in the NBA.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Luke Loucks. Luke Loucks got the job at his alma mater, Florida State University.
Huge pickup.
That is awesome for him. I mean, he's kind of been linked to there for quite some time, and then obviously we know that Mike Brown brought him in, and the organization didn't want one of the coaches there, one of the assistant coaches there. So it makes sense. Like, we all kind of knew that Luke Loucks and maybe Jay Triano are not going to be with the team next season, but now Luke Loucks just coached his last game.
Yeah.
And apparently he tried really hard to negotiate some way that to finish out the season, which just shows like, even though like he knows at an organizational level they didn't want him to be there, he still wanted to be there for the guys. Like, that's awesome. And
that's incredible.
I think Luke Loucks is such a great guy, and we only wish him the best. I mean, that's another assistant coach now that we've had, and now we're seeing him go.
Yep.
Just like Jordy Fernandez, he went head coaching in Brooklyn, and now Luke Loucks is going to Tallahassee.
Well, yeah. Shout out to Luke Loucks. I mean, it's an end of an era, but Luke Loucks was such a great guy to help Fox get to where he needed to be in the last couple of years, helping him with that playoff push. So nothing but the best for Luke Loucks. I know that this coaching staff, it's a next man up mentality. I mean, we've seen it all year, really, and we've seen it the last 3 or 4 years.
Of course.
So, I mean, I don't think it's a surprise, really, that this team can really continue to do what they need to do. So
yeah, and I think like you saw it like earlier at the Golden One Center. Everyone was very, very happy for him. All the teammates, all of the coaching staff was just very happy for Luke Loucks. So you'd love to see that. But yeah, we wish him the best, and that's going to be awesome that he's going to be a head coach for the Seminoles. That's awesome.
Hey, if you're ever filling out your bracket, speaking of which, a little shameless plug.
Do it, RT.
But we are currently also doing a March Madness bracket, and our deadline is coming up very soon. It's coming up next Monday. So if you're looking to participate in a March Madness tournament bracket and have a chance to be in this wonderful room with all of us,
you get to check out the stew.
Yes, you get to check out the studio. So
critically acclaimed, by the way.
Please,
Michelin star studio.
Yes, indeed. DM us, and then we will get you the bracket that you can join into, and also share it with your friends. Share it with those that love the Kang Gang Pod, because we need more. All that we're currently at about 25 or so.
We're very close to 1,000 on Instagram, and we're about 200, 250
away from YouTube, which is really nice.
Yeah, so I mean, we're just amazed at the amount of people that are out there that are listening to today.
Shout out! I'll want to talk about this. Shout out to this Kang Gang
we didn't get your name, but you said you and your family were very, very nice to us when you ran into us outside of the arena. You guys are from Canada. You guys recognized us from our videos. That was so great. That was awesome that we got to meet you today, and that was awesome. So shouts out Canada for that.
Yeah, shout out Canada.
And then there's like 5 other instances where people were recognizing us, shouting out the pod. I mean, that was the most that's happened to us.
Shout out Canada, man. Shout out to my college best friend and his brother. They're from Canada, and that whole family's from Canada. And shout out to my CT. My CT is also from Canada
and
too.
RT is Canadian too, by the way. He's half Canadian.
Yeah, I know, eh?
You might be wondering, why are we wearing the coolest sunglasses ever? That is because my brother and his girlfriend, Jordan, were sitting in section 219, and they were the winners of the Quick Quack car wash race.
Yes, sir.
And
Shout out to Quick Quack. Yes, sir. They were like, you know, you just got to just wear the swag. We were honored. We were honored to wear these.
These are like the best prize. I would rather get these shades than the T-shirts they throw out.
I know.
mean, this is amazing.
This is incredible. I might be starting to wear these.
These
like,
might need to be like in every single pod type glasses for us.
This might be my pod glasses now.
I don't want to take them off. I might sleep with them.
I don't want to take them off either. These are too good.
No, that was so much fun. Let's talk about the end of the game, because obviously first quarter was not good, but then each quarter we won each quarter, and then Zach LaVine carried us. We played excellent defense the whole game. I think we almost had a 30-point lead at one point. It was just a game of excitement. Like, we weren't really diving too deep into like what we were seeing, because we knew we were going to win the entire game. It was just a lot of fun to be there, and just so much fun to just cheer for our team without having to like take notes on the game, which I do for every single game.
Oh yeah,
but this game, it was just fun to enjoy. It was fun to enjoy it. We hung out outside the beam for a very long time, just hanging out. It was a lot of fun. Ran into a bunch of friends. Shouts out Jiho. Shouts out Chris Glover. Shouts out SK.
Shout out to everybody.
Shouts out Maya. Shouts out Gak. Shouts out Jordan. It was a lot of fun tonight. But at the end of the game, De'Aaron Fox, he went and was saying, so what's up to everyone? He goes over to Malik. They had a little bit of a, they got to talk to each other for a little bit. And then Sabonis came around, the guy who he unfollowed on Instagram. And it all dates back to the coaching situation. I'm going to say it.
One guy wanted another, and the other guy wanted the other to be the head coach.
Yes.
I think that's what it was.
Because De'Aaron said in the ESPN article, some guys in the locker room didn't want Mike. Some guys wanted him to be fired during the summer, but I'm not going to say who. I think we all know who.
Yeah.
I think we all know who.
Yeah.
So, unfollowing on Instagram, all of that happened, and then they had to meet each other. You have to. When you break up, you got to bump into each other at least once. With everyone else, they had a very friendly, handshake, dap up, hug, all of that stuff. But with Sabonis, it was so quick. RT, let's reenact it.
Alrighty.
And then Sabonis walked away, and I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Because it's so crazy. Full circle moment. Remember when Sabonis first got here and when they embraced? Remember the first time in that game when they won? It was like a big hug, and Fox was so happy. Man, how things change. It's crazy. So that happened. That was something that we noticed at the game. And then another thing, this was going on Twitter. RT showed me this video of, it's probably taken completely out of context, but Rasay Fox and Malik Monk and Rasay's dad, they were all talking for a while, and it looked very exaggerated in there.
It was very animated.
It was a very animated conversation, and we were like, it's probably nothing. But it was interesting.
It was interesting. It was interesting.
For the people that love the drama, it was definitely something to look at.
I know a lot of people were like, in my other group chats, they were just blowing up my phone, just being like, you sure that looked like nothing, buddy? Like, are you serious?
Yeah, everyone's turning into, body language experts.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, body language experts.
The way I have, seen Malik interact, he is very expressive and very animated when he talks. So, I didn't think anything of it.
And then Rasay is also pretty animated, too.
So, because they've known each other for years. So, I don't know. I don't think it was anything. I just thought it was fun.
It was interesting. So, if you've made it this far in the video, comment your favorite body language that you like to that you watch or have noticed.
Yeah, let us know
comment,
what you've seen.
and then comment # body language too, so that way we can give you one-on-one personal feedback, and that way you see it as well.
Yeah, we want to. Let us know what you thought about the entire De'Aaron Fox situation with his return, how the reception was for him, if you were at the game, if you were cheering or booing. We want to hear all of that, because it was just very entertaining. And that video we made today, we posted it directly after the Kings won, and I think it did very well. I think a lot of people enjoyed watching it.
Yeah,
it was fun
really
to make.
Well.
It was very, very, very fun to make. It's funny how I thought we were going to get a lot of different reactions, but some people were so passionate about how much hatred they had towards De'Aaron Fox.
Which is kind of crazy. It was so interesting because, like, when you have people, another buddy of mine, he texted me, he was like, man, you know, there should be more boos for Fox, like early 2000 vibes, you know?
It was so split because we had a lot of, like, hate Fox, never liked him, this and that, and then we had a lot of people that were like, no, Fox, I mean, he did so much for us, like in a time where we didn't have much to cheer for. He always stuck around.
He brought us back to the ashes.
Exactly. You know? So it was like very back and forth. So filming that video was very, very fun. We're definitely going to do a lot more in-person interviews because that was so much fun.
I definitely want to do that again because that was a fun time.
So much fun out there tonight. It was so much fun. We were interviewing people of all ages. We got a lot of like some older gentlemen and gentlewomen that were gracious enough to be in our video. It was just a lot of fun.
All ages.
It was so much fun.
That's what we want. That is our target audience. Is like all ages. We are an all ages like friendly podcast.
Yeah, the guy from Canada. He seemed younger. Probably high school,
right?
I would assume.
Middle school, high school.
Cool.
Yeah, that was really
cool.
cool.
Shout out to him.
But
yeah, it was just a fun night. It was fun seeing the Kings like have a dominant win again at home. I mean, I haven't been in the arena in a while, so it felt good to be back.
That felt good. Yeah,
it was awesome.
That's awesome.
But pretty much the Kings have the next 3 games are not going to be easy. We play the Clippers on the road. Warriors.
No, we played the Knicks on.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Clippers, Knicks back to back.
Yep.
Then Warriors.
And then the Suns.
Phoenix.
Both back, and then another back to back. So it's like 2 back to backs in a row, but we have like a 2-day gap.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the March Gauntlet is a real thing.
It's happening.
Clippers are right above us.
They're right there. It's 8 and 9. So the Clippers are 8. We are 9.
I remember I used to be earlier in the season. I used to be like afraid of Clippers just from the two sample size games that we had earlier. But I think the way that we're built now, I think Jonas Valanciunas, he gives us a different type of physicality. I think we're going to be in for a better result than in the previous games.
Let's hope so.
I think with the addition of Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi just he demands too much of the ball. I think it just got the Clippers completely out of their funk, and hopefully Norman Powell will not be there because that guy's a Kings killer. So it's going to be an interesting game. But do you think we'll go away with a win?
I feel pretty good about it. I mean, it's going to be a very close game. I think it will be a lot closer than people think.
I think so too, because I bet you we're not favored to win that game, but I think people
we'll probably
will be
like -3, 3.5. Clippers will be like +3.5.
I don't know, man. There's something about this
-3.5, -3.5, -4, bare minimum.
This new roster that we have. I mean, it feels like we have a chip on our shoulder. We have a clear outlook of like what the goal is, and I feel like the guys they feel the pressure and they want to succeed.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. But I will say this: Monday is also going to be a very big game.
Dude, New York.
There's no Jalen Brunson.
Yes. Yeah, prayers up to JB.
Yeah, prayers up to Jalen Brunson. He hooped his ass off last night against the Lakers,
and he played so many minutes.
So
that's a game changer.
That's a team that's you got to take advantage of. You got to take advantage of a team without a star. But
they're still so good.
Carl Anthony Towns could break out at any moment. OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges.
OG's a silent Kings killer.
He is a very
knocks down some threes against
Josh Hart.
Oh my God, he's an offensive rebound killer for the Kings.
Yeah,
I remember
if any of those 3 guys, and then you have Deuce McBride or Miles McBride. Yeah, Miles McBride is going to be a problem too. So
don't sleep on Precious Achiuwa. That guy could turn into Chris
Tyler Kolek could get some minutes.
Anyone could go Monday. Off. Yeah. Even Ben Stiller, even the creator of Severance might go off.
Yeah. He'll just tap into all the Knicks innies and then just be like, go hoop, and then be like, oh, whoops, yikes.
Exactly. So I mean, the Kings. I mean, I expect us to just compete. I don't expect us to get blown out by any of these teams. I think we're strong enough to put up a fight against anyone, and I think that we're actually going to do very well on this next 4-game stretch, even though 3 of them are on the road.
Yeah, and then that's going to be the big game too, is the Golden State Warriors.
We need to get back.
We got to get a win. We got to win. We secure the tiebreaker no matter what.
Yeah, because then that would be 3-1 for the series.
We have 3-1 for the series. We secure the tiebreaker. And that tiebreaker could be huge for us if somehow we go on a hot streak and it's the 7 or 6, And if we're tied like straight up with the Golden State Warriors, that would be huge. So.
And it's crazy because when we played them fresh off of the All-Star break, we were very, very upset with the performance. And I know the team was very upset as well. Doug Christie was the most upset. And he will not let the boys go out and replicate that performance against Golden State.
No way.
I know we're going to play better.
It'll be interesting because we'll see if Sabonis comes back that week too. Because
yeah, it's very possible.
Yeah,
it's very possible. I mean, it's good that we're winning without him, but we want him back. We want him back ASAP. Oh yeah,
he's a guy. He's a guy that's important, and Malik too. So
I know you'll donate your toe to Malik.
Oh yeah,
if you could.
I'll have a sprained toe for the rest of my life, but I'll be good.
You give your right big toe to Malik, and I'll give Sabonis my hamstring, and I think we call it a day.
There you go, dude. I think that's a perfect.
We'll make the sacrifice.
That's a good transition. That's a good trade.
I think that's a great trade, and that's what will propel this team to get to the playoffs this year, because that's the goal.
Oh gosh,
guys, thank you so much for watching the Kang Gang pod.
Let's go.
It is late at night.
It's 12:30.
Yeah,
it's time for me to drive home and go to bed.
Yeah, RT needs to go watch some Severance when he gets home. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you thought on the De'Aaron Fox return, and let us know how you think the Kings did. We love you so much. Have a wonderful night. We love you.